Shall we start the class?
Yes, ma'am.
Presentation you can read, no?
Yes, ma'am.
What happens if I'm doing it a full screen? I will not be able to see the chat or the recording process.
Ma'am, you can zoom it from the bottom right corner.
Yeah, I can zoom.
Yeah.
If I'm zooming, now what I'm seeing here, the chat box and the people who are logged in.
Ma'am,
So that I
not
will
the
not
slideshow. Ma'am, you can like
uh,
zoom the slide.
zoom the slide where I should go.
Ma'am, there at the bottom right corner, it is showing you some percentage.
This one, yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
But we are able to half screen is seen.
Ma'am, then you
Not
can
to,
scroll with the mouse. That will be fine.
that will be fine. Yeah? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So instead of doing that, we can scroll it. Okay. If I'm doing the entire screen, I have to log in my phone and see the chat box. That simultaneously, I'll not be able to manage two things. We'll be busy. Sometimes we will totally into the teaching mode. That is what is. Okay. 30 are logged in. Okay. I should start the recording.
This call is now being recorded.
Okay. Good afternoon, students. Already we are into the second unit, that is feasibility report and planning. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So we have done with the feasibility report with the raw material, demand study, technical study, then location study. So all these four feasibility reports we have studied in detail. And the next one is the project feasibility need to be studied, analyzed with respect to the project capital cost estimation. So why it is necessary? Yes, everything demand is ready. Technically also we are done the feasibility report and whichever is feasible, we have selected that. Try to go with the cost estimation or the initial investment or the capital cost required for completion of the project. So if you are not doing the project cost estimation correctly in the beginning itself, so you may fail because of shortage of a budget when you are starting a project, or sometimes what happens, over budgeting of the project also leads, you may not get the green signal from the management itself. So these are the, so over budgeting is also will not allow you to start the project. And even if you are budgeting in short of a capital required for that project, so in between you will be hanged out So you will not find any budget to complete your projects. So the project cost estimation is very, very important along with all other factors. We'll go to the slide of the cost estimation. Okay. Okay. So the preparation of cost estimation for the project. A project cost estimation is required not only for assessing the fund requirement, but also for ascertaining the economic viability. Whether economically is it viable or no. You are investing such a huge amount, and at last the profit margin what you are getting is very less than it is not viable, it is not economical to start your project. So it should not be over budgeted also, it should not be in short of a budget also. The budget estimation has to be, cost estimation has to be done very carefully in all the stages, in all the stages of your project life cycle. What is the project first phase of a project life cycle? What is the first phase of project life cycle? Can anyone tell me? When you are going to do this cost estimation of a project, once your project idea, technology, raw material, everything has been finalized, then you are going to start the cost estimation, or when you are going to start the cost estimation? Just give me the rough idea, whatever you know, so that it helps me to explain. You can unmute and answer.
Ma'am, I feel better to first see the budget, then decide what we are supposed to buy or how we are supposed to plan.
First see the budget. First see the budget in the sense? So
If
budget,
I have 100 rupees to make a factory or a production line, then
okay.
I cannot buy or procure materials of 200 rupees. So first I will see what materials of how much cost I can buy. Then I'll
Yeah.
place for order.
Yeah, when you are starting a project, it is not that from your own pocket or from the team of the owners are not going to put use their own money for. Yes, of course, their percentage will be there, but at the same time, you are taking the loan from the banks to start with your projects because you are investing in terms of a crores. A crore cannot be invested from everyone's pocket. So some part of it will be the hard-earned money you are investing. So the other part, you are going to go for the bank loans. When you are going for a bank loans, so many banks, they are giving you the financial assistance. I have listed out. So this is again one more topic. Just 1 second. There are so many other financial institutions. Those are from there you are lending the amount. So at what stage? There are 5 phases of a project life cycle. Any of the project, whatever the size may be, the project has to go through all these 5 phases. Conception phase, definition phase, then which phase?
Planning and organizing.
Planning and organizing, implementation, and project cleanup. So during which phase of a project life cycle you are going to start with your cost estimation? Any rough idea? What stage you are going to start?
Ma'am, in the conception phase itself.
Yeah, in the conception phase itself, we are going to start. You are defining your project also. At the same time, what may be the project cost estimation? So that during that period, whatever your estimations, those are not so accurate. These are the accuracy level during the conception phase is plus or minus 60% accurate. These are when you are considering the accuracy level as a concern in the first phase of the project life cycle. When you go for the next, again the accuracy level of a cost estimation will be increased. So during the first phase of the project life cycle itself, we are going to do the analysis for what cost estimation or what is the budget required for our project. So when the project progresses during the implementation or during the organizing phase, we will be able to get around plus or minus 30% or plus or minus 20% of the cost estimation we will be able to do very accurately. So that plus or minus 10% will be there till you complete the project. We will not be able to evaluate or estimate the project cost very exactly. But here, during the first phase, that is during the first phase of a project life cycle, that is conception phase, the cost estimation has to be started. So that is called as order of magnitude estimate. So this order of magnitude estimate is calculated during the first phase of the project life cycle. So then second one is, these are the types of cost estimates, order of magnitude of estimate. The second one is study estimate, preliminary estimate, definitive estimate, and a detailed estimate. So these are the different types of the cost estimates we are using it to find out the cost of a project at the different phases of the project life cycle. Is it clear? Okay. So the first one is order of magnitude. So here in this order of magnitude, that itself, it is done during the conception phase of the project life cycle. So an accuracy of plus or minus 60% of the cost estimation can be done during this process. This estimation is made when a project has been identified and the entrepreneur just wants to just have a rough idea about the project. During that phase, he is going to estimate what may be the project investment, what may be the investment to start with the that project. So at this stage, the entrepreneur knows the description of the product, which product he is going to start with. So he knows only the description of the product and the capacity of the plant for production of the same project. So with this, he has to estimate the cost of a project. So for that, we are using some 5 different methods of cost estimation in the order of magnitude estimate. So the first one is, are you able to read my handwriting? Are you able to read my handwriting?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So just I was not able to, I told you my laptop was under this thing. So I was not able to prepare the PPT. So I was writing it and I have taken the photo of that and presenting to you. Okay. No problem. So here again, for the first phase, we have 5 different methods of cost estimation. First one is investment for annual ton capacity. The second one is turnover ratio and the capital ratio. And the third one is 610 factor and the fourth one is inflation index, and the last one is location index. So based on, so there are 5 different methods we are able to find out the cost estimation during the first phase of the project. So what is this? As we were discussing already, the projects which have completed already, you will be having some manual in the government organizations. By referring to that manual, you need to find out the cost estimation of your project. So what is the investment for annual ton capacity? So that means, so if you are going to, already you have the records of a plant 1 in the manual in terms of what was the investment and what is the capacity of that plant. So that means okay. So investment for annual ton capacity, if the installation cost of a plant P1, so you have the records of a plant P1, so some capacity is available. So for the capacity of C1 in terms of a rupees for R1, that is the initial investment of that plant. So you know already the P1 value, C1 value and the R1 value. You are supposed to find out the installation cost for your project, that is project plant 2. So in that case, so the R2 is calculated by using R1 into C2 by C1. So when you are starting your project, already you are decided with the capacity. So you know the factor of the initial investment of the plant 1, that is R1, and you have decided annual capacity, how much you are going to go for, and already you have a records of the capacity of the plant 1. So with these figures, you will be able to find out the initial investment for the plant 2. But this method has got some assumption that the cost of plant per annual ton capacity for the particular type of a industry will hold true only for all the capacities are same. If the technology remains same, only then you are going to consider this. So the plant size may be varying. The plant size may be varying, but even then you are using the same figures for calculating the initial investment for your plant, that is for plant 2. So with you have a records of R1, C1 and C2. You will be able to find out the R2 value for your project. When you are able to, with what assumption we are able to calculate this? When the technology remains same. From plant 1 technology and plant 2 technology, if it remains same, we are able to use this formula and we are able to calculate the initial investment of the plant. So this is one method of calculating what is the cost estimation required during very first phase of the a project. The second method is turnover ratio and capital ratio. Is it clear? the investment for annual ton capacity? Can
Yes, ma'am.
anyone? Yeah. It is very simple. We have plant 1 and plant 2. Plant 1 records are already available in the manual. What records are available? What is the initial investment and what was the plant capacity? So we are supposed to find out the initial investment for our plant. So at this stage, we know already what may be our plant capacity. So by knowing C1 and C2 and R1 values, we will be able to find out what is the initial investment for plant 2 when the technology remains same. So during that case, you will be able to utilize this formula and find out the estimation of your project. The second one is so turnover ratio and the capital ratio. What is turnover ratio? The ratio between the annual sales and the investment expressed in rupees is called as the turnover ratio. What is that? The ratio between the investment and whatever the sales you are doing, that is nothing but the turnover ratio. In terms of this also, you will be able to find out the initial investment, or by using the capital ratio. What is capital ratio? Capital ratio is nothing but just the reverse of turnover ratio. Turnover ratio is the annual, what is it? Annual sales and the investment. Here, the ratio between the plant investment and the annual sales will give you the capital ratio. So by using these two ratios also, you will be able to find out the initial investment for the plant 2. So R2 is the initial investment, what you are going to do for a plant 2. T is the plant size for a particular process, and V is the project annual sales volume, what you are going to, what you have done, what you have already with you, and P1 is the price per unit of sales volume. So already you have the records of all these things, so you will be able to calculate what is the initial investment for your plant 2 when you have the turnover ratio and capital ratio of the project which is completed. Sometimes they are not giving in terms of the budget directly. Some records will be there in terms of a turnover ratio and in terms of a capital ratio. So by referring that also, you will be able to find out the initial investment for your plant, that is plant 2. So you are able to calculate. So again, the error of estimation in this process is also plus or minus 60% only. So the third method is 16th factor. When you know the capacity of the plant 1 and when you know the capacity of the plant 2 and at the same time the initial investment R1 already, you know, you have the records. So the plant investment is assessed to vary as 0.6 power, that is 1/6 size of the plant capacity. What is this? C2 by C1 is nothing but the plant capacity. So we are assuming, so the initial investment will be the 1/6 or 0.6 to the power of C2 by C1. So in that case, R1 and C1 represents the cost and the capital of the previous completed plant, that is plant 1, and C2 is the capacity of the proposed plant which you are going to start for your own project. So in that case also, with these records also, you will be able to find out the cost, initial cost estimation for the project. Again, the errors The accuracy levels of this estimation will be again remain same plus or minus 60%. So there is one more method to find out, that is inflation index. So the inflation index is nothing but installed cost of the present, that is R2, you are going to find out with the help of installed cost of the plant P1, that is past, and the cost index. So this cost index will be available in the manuals in terms of a cost index factor, not in terms of the budget or not in terms of any other things. Cost index will be available with the help of the past. You will be able to find out the inflation index. So that inflation index will be available in the Reserve Bank of India bulletin. So with the help of this also, you will be able to calculate the initial installation cost for your project. So the installation cost is nothing but the R2 only. It is R2 for the present. For the plant 2, we are finding out the installation cost, which is equal to installation cost of the past. Nothing but R1. R1 into the cost index of a new project which you are going to start and the cost index of the past. That is plant 1 and this is plant 2. So this cost index is available in Reserve Bank of India bulletin. So with the help of this also, you will be able to find out the cost estimation for your project. So one more is, we have considered only the cost estimation with respect to plant and plant 2. We have not at all considered the location. We have not taken into account the location where you are going to start your plant. So you have the records of the plant which are there in a rural areas. The cost estimation of that project will totally higher than the cost estimation of the urban projects. So in that case, you need to consider the location index also. You have to consider the location index also to find out the initial cost estimation of your project. So the plant cost, the cost of a similar plant in India, you have a records of the initial cost of a plant in India, but when you are going to start in the other countries and all, or you have a records of other countries, when you want to start the project in your own country, then that may not be. So that index need to be referred, not by just referring the plant capacity or the initial cost of the project which is outside the country. So the index can be developed if the data related to the productivity of the country is involved in this. So all these records will be available again in the government organization. You need to refer the location index also for finding out the cost estimation during the first phase of the project. Of a similar plant you need to consider. So because the project which you are going to start in metro cities, the cost estimation will be totally different than the project which you are going to come up in a rural areas. You need to consider the location index for that. You need to consider the location index. You have to take this factor also into account when you are estimating the cost for the project. Is it clear, all the estimations? So this is an important question again. Important part of a project feasibility study also. At the same time, it is important as an exam point of view also. Any doubts in this? So just go through the things so that it will be clear. Yeah, tell me, someone has unmuted. So types of cost estimates, that is capital cost, initial investment of the project. So for that, we have a different types of a cost estimates, that is order of magnitude estimate, study estimate, preliminary estimate, definitive estimate, and the detailed estimate. Today we are able to see only one method of estimation, that is during the first definition phase of the project, that is order of magnitude estimate. So order of magnitude estimate is nothing but, again we have a 5 sub cost estimation methods over here. One is initial, investment per annual ton capacity. When you know the annual ton capacity of the plant 1 and plant 2, which you are going to start, so you will be able to find out the initial investment for the project. So when you know the turnover ratio of plant P1, or when you know the capital ratio of plant P1, in that case also you will be able to find out, you are able to estimate the cost estimation for your project. So the third method is 16th factor. So this assumes when the technology remains same, the capacity, the ratio between the capacity of plant 2 and plant 1 will be 1/6 factor. So that is 1 to the power of 6th factor. So in that case also you should know the initial investment of the plant 1, that is R1, and the capacity C1, and what capacity you are going to start with, that also is known. So you are able to easily find out the initial investment for your project. So the third one is inflation index. So the installation cost of the past is available. So here it is not directly in terms of the budget or the initial investment. It is available in terms of a cost index, which is available in the Reserve Bank of India. So by referring to the cost index also of the present and the past, we will be able to find out the initial installation cost of the project. So when taken into consideration turnover, the capacity ratio, then annual, what is it? Inflation also you are taken into consideration, all the capacities you are taken into consideration, but the location also plays an very, very important role. So location index, based on the location index also we need to evaluate, we need to calculate the cost estimation of the project, because the project which you are going to start in a rural area or project in India, the cost estimation definitely differs from the project outside India. So which location, based on the location of your project also, the index factors will be available. So based on that, you need to calculate the project installation cost. So all these methods will give you around 60% of accuracy. When you go for second phase of the project, that is definition phase or the planning and organizing phase, you will come across different methods of cost estimation during this phase, that is study estimate. So that study estimate, we will do it in a next class. So again, there you need to find out the preliminary estimate, you need to find out what is the final process and the instrument, because by that time you will be finalizing with your all the equipments which you are purchasing. So in that case, you need to find out what is the equipment cost, what is the overall overall plan of the your project. The means where you are going to come up with the location of the plant, then the equipments, what you are going to, which kind of a technology you are going to use for your project. So all that, all those factors will be considered in the study estimate during the planning and organizing phase. We will decide about, already we have defined our project, we have decided the technology, we have decided the capacity, we have decided uh, the location of our project and all. During that phase again, we will be able to do the estimation again to the accuracy level of 40%. So during the second phase also we will be able to find out the cost estimation of uh, around plus or minus 40 to 30%. During the third phase, again the accuracy level increases. We will be able to find out around 20% of accuracy we can achieve. So when you are going for a definitive cost estimate, so plus or minus 10% of accuracy level. With that accuracy level, we will be able to do the cost estimation in this definitive estimate. So the last detailed estimate, everything, all the activities you are breaking down and finding out the detailed cost estimation there, the plus or minus 10 to the accuracy level varies from plus or minus 10 to plus or minus 5. So, like this, the cost estimation goes on, becomes accurate when you go from phase 1 of a project to the phase 4th or phase 3 of the project. So the accuracy, the cost estimation accuracy goes on increasing. So at this stage, you will be able to find out the accurate budget or accurate cost estimation for your project. This detailed estimate you need to submit in terms of a report, which method you are using, at which stage you are able to complete, what is the budget and all that kind of a details you need to give detailed cost estimation of your project. Even you need to give the cost estimation of your final year project also. What is the cost of the raw material? Suppose if at all you are going for fabrication and all, what is the cost of that? So what is the cost of report printing? What is the cost of a software if at all if you are using, if at all if you are using? So other components, what is the cost of that? So you need to break down each activity, fabrication and report writing. Fabrication itself, you need to break down into subdivisions and find out the cost of all those materials, then the cost of final your project. That is also an important part of your project. You need to show, define your project, give the schedule, at what stage you are going to complete, when you are going to go for a fabrication, when you are going to go for a report writing, when you are going to complete your project. At the same time, the raw material, the project budget also you need to give. What is the total cost to complete your final year project? So similarly, the same way you need to complete in all the phases. Any other doubts in this? How many students? 44.
No, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay. So very simple one, but it is exam point of view, it is important one. So the second estimate we will study tomorrow. And whoever is taking up the case studies, so they can take up the case studies on cost estimation of a project. Because already in a last class, one has done with the raw materials and all detailed cost estimation. Also he has given, but more focus on to the feasibility study of a cost estimation of any of the projects. Any projects you can take up. It may not, it is not restricted to the engineering field itself. You can go in any of the fields and select the case study for the cost estimation of any of the projects. And the topic and the group name, just WhatsApp me in your PM group. Okay. Any other thing? So almost I will be able to complete. Let's see. Only in the first one, yeah, feasibility report itself, still we are into. It is a detailed one, and definitely there will be a one question from this. Then these are very simple ones. The phased planning, project planning steps, objectives and the goals of a project, preparation of a cost estimation, that itself, evaluation of a project profitability is also again, you have a different methods. So that is net present value, NPV methods and all to find out the profitability margin of the project. Any other doubts in this? So I'll be uploading only the feasibility report PPT separately because it is a little lengthier one. You need to cover all these points. And I'll try to upload the recorded videos also by 1 or 2 days. Okay. Any questions from this? Anything you want to discuss? Any questions so that I can stretch the thing? It is a subject without any interaction. We will not be able to explore what is your, from what angle I should explain. Whatever I know, I have explained. So if you are asking some questions, so that I can elaborate on those questions. So don't just put on your login and don't be busy in other works because we will come to know who was listening and who was not listening. I will show you one day what details of presence of your attendance. I'll give you the detailed estimation. I have shown you the very first class itself. We have attached the Google extension. So at what time you are logged in, how much time you were attentive. So all that will be recorded over here. So if you are listening, definitely you will be asking some questions. Shall I call randomly? Mahesh Dandagi. Mayur. Dandagi is 55 and Mayur is 72. Are they here? They are listening to me? Sagar, Sahil Jadhav, Bhushan Patil, Shrikant Ashtekar. Anyone? Nobody is here. Anirudh, roll number 25, MA 25.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, Anirudh, yeah, any questions on this? Anything, any points you want
No,
to
ma'am.
discuss?
No question.
Yeah, completed the case study, no?
No question.
No questions, okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So, Sahil Patil, Shravan Kumar, 110, 122, 137, Srinivas Gowda.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Any questions so far? What I have done, any doubts?
No, ma'am.
No, everything is clear.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am is doing very fine. Or only two options. Only two options. Either you are not understanding or you are fully understanding. Harsh Pujaria, I know. Then Keval,
Yes, ma'am.
yeah. How many are from D division here? Hardly few
Ma'am,
others.
roll number 50 from 54.
54. Roll number 54 onwards. Okay.
Ma'am, from roll number 52, actually.
52 is there.
Okay. So I'll be sharing the presentation, don't worry. And at the same time, I'll scan whatever the link I have given of S. Chaudhary, that will not cover this cost estimation. Even just I was going through morning, that covers only till location study. So for this feasibility report, I will scan the textbook itself and I'll send as a PDF like how I have given you for the first unit. When is your first assignment? Have you gone
Ma'am,
through your
12, 13, 14 of October.
October? Still, by that time, we'll be able to complete the second unit completely. So the third unit will be types of organizations for the project management. You have studied the types of organization in your M&E subject, no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, types of organization like line organization, line and staff organization, committee organizations and all. What kind of organization is required for project management? That is task force organization, that is activity focused organization, task force organization, matrix organization, so sometimes committee organizations also. So that will be totally project organizations. So the industry itself is taking care of only the projects. So that kind of organizations, how they are planning, how the flow of information, flow of authority, flow of power and all in project organizations. That we will be studying in the third unit. In the fourth unit, we will totally focus on project scheduling. That is very important. Project scheduling, different methods of scheduling charts, graphical representation of a scheduling window, and PERT and CPM we will be studying. That part is a numerical part. You will be having one question. Normally about 10 to 12 marks question will be there. That is the only one numerical part you are going to get it in project management. The last chapter, fifth unit will be performance evaluation. After doing everything, so how you are going to evaluate the performance of the project that we are going to study in the last unit, performance evaluation. What should be the project environment? So all that, those factors we will be going to study in the last unit. So I have completed my class early today. So any other thing you want to discuss? Just I gave you the overview of the next some chat box. Yes, ma'am, all clear. Okay. So I'm not so used to it to go through the chat box. Okay. We are beginners now. We are learners in this. All clear? We'll conclude the class then. Okay. We'll see tomorrow with the study estimate as well as the other thing. Okay. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.